Well,
in the chair.
I guess it's 7 o'clock.
You guess. You're not sure.
Well, it's a rough guess. So,
I do not have my other Discord window open, so give me 1 second. Discord.
Oh,
There
that's
we
so
go.
cool. I can even have the crossed leg there from the former modes. That's so cool.
Right. I am monitoring general.
Am I
Okay.
here? Oh, I'm here. Yeah, hi.
are
Good
you here?
evening.
Right then. So, welcome everyone, and welcome to new members, old members, returning members, underage members, overage members, big and small members. That
Sounds a
didn't
bit
go well,
rude.
did it? This is where this is where we discuss changes over the past week. This is the roundtable. All things up and coming, and gives us a chance to ask questions, get some input, and maybe some solutions from players, all that kind of thing. So now I've been
We'll be
completely thrown off track by unordered content.
We'll be monitoring general chat while the roundtable is happening. So if you have any comments to add, please put them there.
Yes. And huge GIF walls. We love huge GIF walls.
In memes and GIFs.
Especially. Just don't do it in general is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? No GIF walls in general. Folks. Thank you. Moving on, 7 days to die then. So, as Grey Fox has mentioned, it's been slow recently. Christmas has come and gone. New Year's has come and gone. And plenty of family trauma and all sorts of weird stuff over the new year. So, apologies, it's been quite slow. We've all been very busy. I set up the test server today for 7 days. Back on the test box. I've upgraded it to A20. Put all the latest core plugins in there. So over this weekend, I will slowly start to sort through plugins, what works now with A20, what doesn't, and get us back to the sort of state we were expecting. And then, obviously, we need to rewrite the copy, I think. Start putting some more advertisements out there. John's been doing a cracking job with Arc, so there's no reason we shouldn't be able to do just as a cracking job with 7 days. So things are now moving 7 days to die wise.
And Nani and I will actually be having a sit down on Monday.
We will.
Physical sitting
Yes.
down, like feet from each other rather than
There will-
hundreds of miles.
Yes, there will actually be a sit down on Monday, so
Yeah.
we can start getting back on track, organising some map wipes, when we're going to do them, how we're going to do them, and generally get things back on track, because yes, it got massively derailed.
Yes,
So-
me starting a new job, everything happened for Christmas, yeah.
Yes, of course, you've
yeah.
had a new job as well, haven't you? And all life's changed for quite a few people, so
Oh, yes.
top of the priority is to get 7 days back online and kind of in a bit of a better space, mod-wise, UI-wise, see what we can throw in there, and but we'll stick our heads together. Continuing with, not ignoring, but moving on last on the list this week, we have a bit of Rust news. Yay, it's been too long. Work has started now for the automatic delivery of supporter packs and things we wanted. We have a programmer, he's on the job. The Archon protocol tests were completed successfully today. So that means the stuff we're having authored can talk to at least now Rust and Arc. And we were setting up to test Telnet as well, so that means automatic delivery to 7 days. And should we decide to revisit any time in the future, Minecraft as well. Really excited to see the new development moving along, and it seems to be picking up pace now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does indeed. And I just think it'll make things a lot smoother. So your interactions with the website will be reflected in game when you want them to be.
Yes. Really, really cool stuff. Then, actually, the Arc section isn't too big this week, but judging that I've missed general already, I'm going to mix things up even further. So, general stuff to talk about this week. New hardware has now been ordered. DJ put that through the other day. So, this is going to be a brand new Ryzen 9 system. The standard 128 gig of RAM that our existing server has, and is it 4 2 terabyte NVMe's?
Yes, that's right. 4 NVMe's, 2 terabytes each.
So it's going to be an absolute beast. We've got to wait for delivery on that. So we'll let you know about that as soon as we can. All ARC maps will be moved to a specific box. All the databases and associated technical stuff that goes along with it, that's currently split across 2 boxes, will now be moved onto just one big box, making for one state-of-the-art dedicated box purely for ARC. So that's very much really cool. Looking forward to that. That obviously has a knock-on effect to Rust and 7 Days as well, because it frees up some of the processor cores on those boxes that were shared with ARC to be dedicated. So no longer showing.
Fred's got something to say.
Fred is totally in one tonight, so you're gonna have to bear with him. He's totally at the plane and he's been napping all day, and he won't stop moaning at me. So knock-on effect of the ARC box upgrade is the Rust and the 7 Days boxes will be less load on them, more time dedicated to just those 2 games, which possibly means we can expand, branch out a bit more. And in the fullness, we will probably upgrade that box as well when things start kicking off properly, and have 2 big badass boxes sitting there. And then, lastly, we go on to the topics for ARC this week. We've tried to kind of split it down, haven't we, so that we're kind of focusing on things that are actually going to happen in the short term. So just to open up with, thank you, Fred. Quests. We'll be starting to roll out a quest plugin soon. This is going to require completing quests, getting rewards. It's going to start with saddles. So quests will initially get you green to purple level loot, and it'll start initially with a handful of dinos that we sat down and picked the other day. Obviously, we're going to expand it over time. It's a lot of work, so you have to bear with us for a bit. Be patient. Feedback is necessary in the dojo. That will sort of take shape over the next few weeks.
For those of you who are unsure on this one, by the way, get hype, because this is going to lead to
much cooler
awesomeness.
Things. Yes. Once we get a grip in that, there's lots and lots of stuff we can do.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying on from saddle BPs and the lack of them, because obviously the changes with the Blueprint Maker recently, there's been 2 very special loot crates put at the end of 2 of the bigger caves on Lost Island. Now, these are going to drop very, very high level saddle blueprints, and only very, very high level saddle blueprints. So when you're on your quest for getting the artifacts, you may stumble into one of these. They'll be guarded, kill the few enemies that are guarding them, and start building up your blueprint library of saddles. Those will also be making their way onto the rest of the servers in time. So just bear with us, and we'll get there in the end.
And in true Wicked Ninja Games style, do not underestimate the challenge that will be put toward you.
They're not too bad at the moment. Go on.
The one I did, but never enabled on the island, is interesting.
So I suppose the interesting thing about this is the first 2 saddle blueprint loot chests have gone onto Lost Island, and as you all know, you can transfer stuff off of Lost Island. So for the players on the rest of the cluster, they could come over naked and try and get these things. But also, we're not going to give away their exact locations. Working on a page on the website at the moment, started that today, for things like custom loot crates. We will give you the general location of where the thing is, so it's in this cave or it's in that cave. We'll give you a picture of the thing, but we won't give you coordinates, so you will have to actually explore the cave and find it for yourselves. The loot table on these chests is every saddle. There's about 100 possible saddles, and it will, every time you loot it, you'll get a blueprint from it. Respawn timers, you'll have to work them out yourself, and go at it from there. So it's just like new content in the game. Figure it out as you go.
Yep. So aimed at building up high-level saddle blueprint collections without so much as the randomness that we had before. Other things that were tested. Yesterday, we had a right blast on Lost Island testing out the new Savage Acro boss. That's going to be an apex predator in the arena like the rest of them. We haven't yet decided on times to release it and when we're first going to put it up. I can imagine it's not going to be very long. We just need a quick chat about that, but that's ready to go. That will be the place to go to get all your Arcaditions, the collection saddles. So the acros, the new turtles, brachios, all that sort of stuff, the new alligator, all those saddles will be coming from that boss. And again, you can take those saddles across to other maps if you do so wish. So, because the transfer out of Lost Island, remember, is still a thing, right?
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
You can grab your saddles and go off and take them wherever you want to, really. Just before we go any further as well, I was going to say thank you to John and Sandy from the few others helping out last night on the Acro boss. We had a blast. We tested, things worked. Really, really cool. John for setting up the cave spawns this afternoon. He did a cracking job with those. So for a start, if you get eaten, it's not us you're blaming this time around. It's actually John.
No, we can see how it is to blame. Hang on.
It's always John, isn't it?
Oh, it's Fred.
It's Fred.
Oh,
That's
Fred.
fine. Well, we're well aware of this already. So I think that's as much as we've got Arc this week. There will probably be some more new stuff next week, but it's taking it in bite-sized chunks at the moment. So,
A couple of things I want to add to that list that we've done over the last week that may have slipped by people. And also let us know if it's not working as expected. Obviously, we did the element change to the Dinopithecus King for Gamma and Beta on Lost Island. So that's dropping element, not Federation shards. We've got high quality aquatic saddles in deep sea loot crates. Those loot crates are tagged as island deep sea loot crates. So wherever they've been used on other maps, they will also be there as well, but predominantly, I'm guessing, the island. I've also added species R seeds, all 5 variants, to the gardening loot table.
Ooh.
The S Plus incubator as well is now on the advanced furniture loot table. Other than that, I don't think there is anything else. I'm working on, at the moment, putting some desert-themed saddles into the deep desert drops, but they will not be max quality, simply because they're too easy to get hold of with a basic flyer. They will be better than primitive, but they won't be Mastercraft or Ascendant. So that'll be another place you can get your things from. Other than that, I think it's better.
awesome.
So we've gone from a 2-hour roundtable to a 15-minute roundtable. That's quite nice.
Yes.
Really?
Last week was long and drawn out. This week is short and condensed. Next week we're working on a theme of kind of in the middle.
Last week was long and drawn out because we went through every single suggestion.
Yes.
Yep.
We have more suggestions now.
We do have more suggestions
Sandy,
now.
No.
And
Bad Sandy.
there was one that I did say we could bring up on the roundtable today.
Ooh.
Okay.
And that was John's suggestion from earlier. He's actually put forward 3 very small mods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 6 megabytes in total.
Ooh.
Called Vegetation Planters. Now, I've had a look at these, and they are really quite amazing. The reason they're so small is they use all the in-game assets, and they essentially let you put any piece of scenery that you find in the game down on the map around your base or around the area that you put the little planters in. So you
That's
can,
pretty cool.
yeah, you can use any asset in the game you want, from the base game, then Scorched, and then Genesis 1, which pretty much covers all the assets because that's how they're classified in the dev kit.
I might have a look and see if they're harvesting things like that, but sounds
They're
pretty
not harvestable. They're mesh kind of, I can't remember what the name of it is, but they're the kind of assets that you get for like bushes and trees around the map that don't have a massive impact on performance because they're just static
Oh, even
entities.
better.
So
Oh,
you can
that's
put hundreds
cool.
of these things down.
That is actually pretty cool. Lots more
Catch
customization, isn't
me.
it?
Yeah. So my question was, we've got a 60 meg plus 60 to 80 meg mod in Eco's Trees Lite. The only difference between Eco's Trees Lite and the new Vegetation Planters is you probably can't snap platforms to the new stuff. So,
To be honest, I find that more of a hindrance than a help anyway.
so I would like to remove Eco's Trees Lite and put in the planters instead. That'll basically give everybody access to every cosmetic asset for building. Like trees, rocks, plants, coral, big trees, small trees, ferns, all themed by biome. So like volcanic, ice, desert, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, does it have all the assets from crystallizers and stuff in as well?
It's got pretty much everything that's in the dev kit available
Oh, nice.
as an asset you can place around your base.
Ooh,
That is so cool.
can't
So
confirm.
let me let me grab the video for it.
Ooh.
There we go. I will put the video in general, and you can all have a little peruse. Give me. Where's it gone? There you go. Have a look at that.
And as always, discussions in Dojo. Oh, that is beautiful.
But there is obviously going to be some concern because people do use the other one a lot in some places.
Well, the Eco's Trees Lite is mostly the trees from Ragnarok and Valguero, I believe.
Yeah.
And a few others. Those trees can be put down. You can snap a platform, a tree platform to them, and then you can build on it. So the question is,
has anyone
actually got a base attached to an Eco's tree?
We've got at least 2 in general now. Who extensively use.
Oh no, he's saying rip my forest on the island.
Yeah.
You could replant it. The gnome house is garden decor, I believe, not trees.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
It
not
is.
trees.
So that's not a problem. Eco's Trees is just trees. It's like half a dozen big trees.
There you go.
No, that's trees. We want Trees Light, isn't it?
That looks like Trees Light.
Oh, that is Trees Light. Okay, it's got more shit in it than I thought.
Oh, that will mess up the... No, it won't actually. I can use this planter thing then.
The lights and the crystals are quite popular, I think. I've seen fair few of those.
I've used the pavers for some training posts.
Yeah, we use the lit cypress tree in our base.
Ooh.
But you're replacing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
About 20 assets with all of them.
Yeah, 23 assets with.
I assume hundreds.
Just have a quick look. Where is it? It said here somewhere. 11 different vegetation planters, a total of 139 foliage assets to place. Trees, rocks, plants, crystals. That's in the first one. Then the second one gives us another 96, including trees, rocks, plants, unique things like corpses, skulls, and dragon eggs. And then the next one gives us 143 Genesis-based assets.
Do you think, DJ, that it will include the skeletons from caves, etc. in there?
Yes, if it's on Scorched Earth or Genesis or the base game as an asset, you'll have it to use.
Yay!
Is my impression of it, looking at the way it works.
I think, Krabs, with what you said there, since it's a mesh thing, dinos won't be able to hit it.
Yeah, they won't be able to hit it.
Yeah, I figured.
But it's completely ornamental anyway. So.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The trees as well, they're a bit funky, the Ecos Trees lights, because you have to have the DLC installed to be able to see them properly. More content we're adding. That's good. Anyways, we'll put some more details in the dojo of what we're planning on doing or would like to do beforehand. And then let people comment on it and see what's going on. And before we actually take anything away, we'll give people plenty of opportunity to replace stuff if they need to.
We could always do like a cross sort of thing, couldn't we? Put the other one in, let people get used to it and look at it, and then slowly see if there's anything they can replace.
Yeah, and then just pull out the other mod.
Yeah.
Watch everything go bang.
Tragic.
Very.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Has anyone got any questions for us? So highlights include big new server on order, new boss coming on Lost Island within like days.
Ooh.
New loot crates in caves on Lost Island. New loot available in Deep Sea. 7 days is now ready to get an overhaul. It's all coming along.
That is a very, very good point by Despair there that I've seen mentioned several times over the past week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Bridges.
Bridges.
If there's something we can do with bridges, because the tech bridges are cool, but they're a bit gawky. We're thinking lots of suggestions of like rope bridges and things like that have been made.
Mm-hmm.
I made that suggestion of it.
You did?
We've seen
Yes.
it.
It's 19 upvotes and 1 downvote. It's in.
Well,
I'm
that
going
would
to DM you a question myself.
that mod would swap nicely with Ecos. 60 gig out, 60 meg out, 60 meg in.
60 gig.
60 gig, yeah.
So
It's an Ecos mod, you can never be sure.
a slight compensation for losing some trees and getting them all back again would be bridges.
Have you tried it to make sure it still plays nice?
Yes. It works on both Lost Island and the island and Genesis.
Yeah.
60 meg mod, Crabs, not
60
gig.
gigs.
That's a little large.
Again, though, it's an Ecos mod. You can never be too sure.
I mean, Nani, usually British are big, but, you know.
I don't know what you're trying to say, Sandy.
Bridges, dear, not British.
Oh, bridges, right, okay. Right.
I misheard it for a second as well.
Are you
So,
what?
how does the crafting costs work with that then, Sandy? Do you know?
It's a craft and inventory, like, I think it's like 100 wood, 100 fiber, stuff like that.
So the crafting costs don't scale with the size and length of the bridge or anything like that?
No. It's craft one item and then you can change the size on the item itself.
Dynamic
make
bridge,
it
like the tech
taller,
bridges.
bigger, smaller.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay.
I had a screenshot of it somewhere.
Funny DMs.
I can see the screenshots and stuff. It looks really cool.
Oh. Yeah. It's in the. I can put it in the dojo so people can see too. Let me see.
I'm gonna beat you to it, or not.
There you go.
Those are ones that you've built.
Those are the ones in the mod. It's an item you place down and change size and width and height and yeah.
So they're flat. They don't go up or down.
Yeah, you can tilt them up or down too.
Oh, cool. So what I'm wondering is, what's a sensible limit for these kind of things? Because I can see where this is going straight away.
Cobweb time.
It's going to look like the cave on Valguero. But yeah, so like what? Maybe like a couple of bridges each, or 4 bridges each, or something.
Yeah, if you can limit them,
I don't know if we can, but what I wouldn't like to do is just to turn up somewhere and find exactly that situation where we've got like,
can't you make them decay though?
oh yeah, that'd be a problem. If they're out in the wild, they will decay. If they're part of somebody's base, then they won't, obviously.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's doable.
I was definitely thinking it would be part of a base build rather than just littering the wilds with them.
Yeah.
Smelling aberration, no.
What about the obvious issues of using them in places where you're not supposed to have bridges?
Like caves.
I think they respect the no building zones. I haven't tried that part.
We can test that. We can test
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Oh, I love the look of them. You've just given me an idea for caves. Take a tech bridge with you. Yeah, you know, when you
Instant
yeah,
gorgonzola.
it's like, I don't know where to go. There's a ledge. It's up there. My grapples aren't working. I know.
Guessing
Tech
no
bridge.
build would take care of that, wouldn't it?
Well, you'd hope.
You would hope.
Some places, yes.
Did you check your DMs, Nanny?
Yes, I did.
Look.
In response to Tink, then it will start on Lost Island and it will move to all of the rest of the maps as well. It's just the starting place. It's the first ones we've done. Get some feedback, and we will move on and do the rest of them too. So they will be coming to all maps quite quickly.
I like what Despair said there. 6 bridges per map or something.
Totally. What, 2 of each variant, or 6 of each variant? But we can discuss that in more detail. I'm kind of interested on talking a bit more about these loot crates. Well, not loot crates, sorry. Chests that we're placing in caves and stuff like that.
Yep.
Oh.
I think one thing that we have to be careful of is getting the difficulty of the caves, or getting the difficulty of getting to these crates, keeping it the same across all the maps.
Yeah.
I'd hate to end up in a situation or design it in such a way like artifacts have been done. You know, you try and get an artifact on the island, fuck my life, you've got to run through caves that will eat you alive. Fly over to Valguero, fly to the top of a mountain on your flyer, pick up the artifact, come back to the island, and hey, jobs are good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of design I want to avoid. Difficulty needs to be equal on all maps, so that we don't have just one cave being camped to fuck because you can fly in there, grab your thing, and bugger off before anyone's noticed.
And in answer to Stephen's question, the loot crates, you won't need a cheat sheet of what's going to drop and where. All the crates have all of the saddles blueprints in there, just the saddle blueprints, and you are guaranteed a Mastercraft or Ascendant level. I have actually seen today high-end journeyman drop from them as well, but you have to remember that Mastercraft is a range of numbers which starts at late journeyman and ends early ascendant. So high-level saddles are all in those crates. There's no variation to what crates what. They will all drop the same thing.
And you get one per chest, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Hebbigan run through today, and he got several 150, which are capped.
Yep.
There you go.
So the page that we're putting together on the website at the moment, I'll just give you a little sneak peek of it. It's going to be all the key locations across the cluster. So it'll include locations for bosses, trading posts, general locations for loot and stuff like that. So, for example, this is what you'll be looking out for. This is fine to share because it's what we'll be publishing on the website anyway. And to answer Warfare's question, yes, these crates are in, and so are the loot changes to the deep sea crates and stuff like that. So you'll be able to click on that picture on the website and get it full screen, but those are the only clues that we're giving you.
Yeah. So as a broad approach then, if you want saddle blueprints, missions will take you up to late journeyman. Maybe if you're lucky, you might get a very early mastercraft. But if you want the good stuff, the stuff that's going to be very tradable and everyone's going to be after, these will be in these caves where the hint pictures are there.
And high level OSD.
Yeah. So there's going to be various ways to get various levels of saddles, and they will hopefully cater for all types of player.
The high level OSDs are not a complete range of saddles.
No,
They-
my apologies. Yes, you're correct.
They only include some common raiding saddles that you would need to get you going.
Apologies, yes.
And yes, Crabs,
So-
all those are in already.
These people work fast.
If it is the thing that you are recommended to use for a boss, any boss, it is currently. So yeah.
All deep sea loot drops are already prepped and done. The cave ones are at the moment only on Lost Island, but that's because we literally put them in this morning, and they will start to roll out on the rest of the maps ASAP. Which is going to make the saddle blueprint situation way, way better.
Oh yeah.
Then we have to think about weapons. Aha.
Yes, so obviously there are...
Well, we technically don't, because every cave red crate will drop weaponry that you need to run caves and do bosses. And if you want tech weaponry, it's the OSDs.
Yeah. So it's the loot situation is coming together really nicely, actually. It just takes time and effort and hours of the day.
Much discussion.
Okay, so are we all nearly there then? Yeah, fishing's another good one.
Yeah, takes some patience, takes some time, but it's a nice low impact way to get some good stuff.
Does anybody else have anything else before we wrap up? Take that as a no. I'm just waiting to see what these last two comments come in and are.
Yeah. We'll also have our About Us page. Mwahaha.
Hey,
What?
Yes.
What did you say?
Been spending some time today working on the website and stuff, and content for the site. So we've got a page where me, Tom, and Nani have written a short little bio about ourselves.
Ah.
How we got into gaming, how we ended up doing what we're doing today, and yeah.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Hulk, the Tech Bow, and Face Pistol are Genesis 2 items, so they won't be on Extinction.
They dropped
However,
from
that's
the...
why they're not on Extinction.
Yeah, they dropped from the Genesis 2 drops.
Yes.
And missions, yeah.
They also drop from world bosses too, along
you
with
go.
the engrams to use them. If you check out the World Boss channel, the Arc World Bosses channel, there's a pinned topic in there with all the loot tables.
Awesome.
Fishing poles, to answer your question, Tink. You can get a basic fishing pole, but the good ones are drops. I believe alpha squids
And Alpha Moss.
and mosses are a good place to get upgraded fishing poles.
Yep.
But with the high level ones, you can get some crazy drops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some good stuff is fishing. It's like WoW. The more you grind at it, the more you spend time, the more rewarding it is.
The quality of the drops increases with the quality of the fishing rod you're using.
Thank you, John.
Alpha Tuso, there's a fixed spawn on the island. Level 300.
I was actually tangling with one on Gen 1 the other day and pulling it out of somebody's base.
It is in the northwest. No, sorry, southwest corner of the island.
Yeah, southwest deep sea.
That
Yep.
was on Gen 1, I believe.
But this page, when it goes up, which is titled Notable Locations on the Arc Cluster, will have all the rough locations of bosses, high-level alphas, loot crates, all that kind of stuff. Train
Yeah.
posts as well.
The level
Yeah.
300 alphas that are in the game, by the way, guys, have a 4-hour respawn timer. So if it's not there, it's probably just been killed.
Yeah.
So just come back later.
Mm-hmm.
That's for all of the level 300 alphas that are fixed. Yeah, fixed form.
I don't think
Cool.
there is much that
Minecraft.
scare me in the Ark Ocean, except the Alpha 2. So
Everything scares me in the Ark Ocean.
It's mainly through being rammed through the mesh, yeah?
that, and it's very strong.
Yes, they're horrible.
I took my level 300 tech monster against it a while ago and still got my ass. Nearly got my ass handed.
I will deal with you in a minute, Heb. Leave my body alone.
Uh-oh.
Right, so, if we have nothing else. Tom, would you like to do the outro?
I can do, yes.
Go for it.
Thank you all for coming. We've been the Wicked Ninjas, and you've been awesome. Have a lovely week. And we will see you when we see you.
Have a good day.
Later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.